is our favorite Future Fest host and our community engagement specialist, Elliot Rossback. If you love Elliot, give him all the hearts in the chat. And together we're going to guide you through today's session. It's a really exciting one. It's the everything edition. Sounds like a lot because it is. Elliot, can you tell everybody what we mean by everything?
Yeah, absolutely. So today we have a really special lineup for you with some serious heavy hitters. So we've got Gray McKenzie to start us off. He's actually the founder of Zen Pilot, and he's going to be talking to us about how to see and know everything using connected search in ClickUp. From there, we'll hear from Patrick Wise, who comes from one of our partners, L5.ai. Patrick is going to show you an entire NPO workspace and showcase top features and functionality to keep you and your teams on top of every task. And then finally, we've got a really special guest. We've got Angela Bunner, ClickUp's very own field CTO, and she's going to share our 2025 vision and give you some tips and tricks on how we're fixing everything that's wrong with work today. And I also wanted to call out that this webinar may sometimes cover advanced topics, but don't worry because everything today is recorded and you'll receive a follow-up email with the recording and solutions. So you can watch at your own pace and you can review the additional guides and resources from our presenters. And then also this time around, Trish and I will come back after each presenter to answer a question from the chat live on screen. And Trish, do you actually want to talk a little bit about the chat?
Yeah, I do. This is one of the best parts about community webinars. It's the chat, and it's so much fun. So you'll see it there on the right-hand side of your screen. It's the purple box, and it's going like crazy right now. There you're going to find a vibrant group of ClickUp users from all around the world. You can use emojis. You can add some fun and flavor to the conversation, make some new friends. So if you're on and you see the chat to start off, please announce where you're from and how long you've been using ClickUp. We really love to see folks who've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, and while you're in the chat, don't miss the Q&A button also. So that's on the right-hand side, right next to where you see the word chat in the upper right-hand corner. So I know we're featuring some really cool content today, and we've actually got multiple ClickUp experts from our team answering questions live. They're backstage right now, so they're going to be looking through that Q&A and answering any of the questions that you have about the content and the features that are showcased today. So feel free to drop any questions about what you're seeing in the Q&A. And then we're going to see today how ClickUp really is the everything app for work. And I hope your big takeaway today is the vast amount of actions you can accomplish in ClickUp, no matter your use case.
Yeah, this is great. I think you're really going to get a lot done here. So we're going to get started. First up, as Elliot mentioned, is Gray McKenzie, the self-proclaimed operations nerd, his words, not mine, with a passion for building healthy and productive and profitable teams. Gray is the founder of Zen Pilot, and he's built it into one of ClickUp's largest and highest rated solutions partners. They've spent the last decade helping over 3,000 teams streamline their operations. So we're really excited to have him here today. He's going to guide us through his presentation, and it's titled How to Unlock a New Level of Visibility with ClickUp. And it's all about how you can really tap into everything using our connected search function. So while you're listening, be sure to pop any relevant questions into the Q&A. Gray, our community team, we're all here in the virtual backstage ready to answer your questions. And for those who are wondering, again, we are recording this and we will make sure you get the resources mentioned. So no need to try to absorb this all at once. Really enjoy it. And let's check out what Gray has prepared for us. Here we go.
Trish, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here, to see you all, and to get to spend a couple minutes nerding out on ClickUp Connected Search. I'm Gray. I'm the founder here at Zen Pilot, and over the past almost 7 years, we've helped well over 3,000 teams streamline their operations in ClickUp. And when we start working with teams, one of the things that we do first is they fill out this operations assessment, and then we work through it together. That's a pretty intense intake process to make sure that we're designing the right solutions for teams that the leadership and implementation team go through. But the rest of the team, the entire team, will take a standardized survey and will benchmark where they are performance-wise. And so we've got thousands and thousands of submissions here. And so I searched through that database to find what are some of the things that people have said. And I pulled just a couple of the snarkiest ones here because a lot of these are super relatable. Like, our goal is to create visibility, and our goal is to create extreme trust in the information that people are finding. But when we constantly have to switch back and forth between different tools, we're paying the toggle tax, right? We're switching windows, we're getting distracted, we're losing context, we're wasting time. And so these quotes from folks kind of back that up. Some of the funnier ones to me were this one: hey, we just can't keep people aligned or rowing in the same direction when work shows up in 13 different places. And I'm losing my brain trying to deal with it all. And we can probably all relate to what that looks like. This one hit home for me. I've been in a previous organization, felt the same way. I can't trust what I find because I don't know if it was most recently posted in this app or in that app. And so the best part of ClickUp's connected search is bringing everything from all those other systems into ClickUp to allow us to find anything instantly. And I want to show you what that looks like. So I've pulled up ClickUp here, and I just want to take a quick look at what this looks like. We're looking at an overview of some of the different deals or projects that we've got going on and some information around them. And Dunder Mifflin, which is my all-time favorite client, is one that I'm trying to find information about. And so I'm used to being able to press, in this case, I'm pressing Command K if you're on Windows, Control K, or you can click the search box here at the top. And I'm used to this popping open and being able to search ClickUp for all kinds of information, whether that's in a doc or those are in tasks or whatever that looks like. But you can see here, I've got each of these other platforms connected in. And so when I search for Dunder Mifflin, it's going to allow me to find information from not just ClickUp. And this is such a powerful time saver for us to not have to go navigate over to Google Drive, look at all the things that I've had open recently and get distracted, but just be able to find it. So here I'm finding ClickUp native stuff. I'm finding stuff out of Google. I'm finding stuff on my calendar. I'm finding stuff here from Slack. Here's a thread about, hey, what if we discounted this? And I can hover over it and actually see the entire message. I can hit tab and just pull it up. If I wanted to see this SOW, I can click on it, or I can just press tab or enter to pull it up. And the Google Doc just loads and I can see what's the information around this. So connected search is super powerful, and we're using it all day to save time between navigating between different platforms and eliminating that tax of you log into Slack and see all your unread messages, or you log into Google Drive and you can see all those recent files, and that's instantly a distraction and it disrupts us from what we're trying to do. I want to show you a couple cool things here in connected search and the search feature generally in ClickUp. And then I want to show you how to actually set this up real quickly. So we'll run through a couple of those things, and then I've got a goodie for you here right after that. Okay, so first thing is I can search for whatever I want to find. So we're going to search for Dunder Mifflin here, and I can use arrow keys to navigate up and down between these items. I can press enter, and I can instantly join my calendar event. Press enter, go to the location, press enter, pop open the Google Doc like we looked at before. But I can also press tab, and that's going to unlock a new set of opportunities for me. Do I want to just open it and see it so I can click through quickly and go to the meeting? Or do I want to edit it in the calendar? If I jump out and I go here, I'll get the same type of thing. I might just want to copy the URL to be able to share it and send it to somebody else real quickly. Or I may want to download it in some format. So there's all these really neat opportunities. Obviously in ClickUp, we've got things like being able to send a task to the tray or open it in a new tab or copy the task ID directly. So there's all these features around connected search and the search functionality in ClickUp that is super helpful. How do we set up and use connected search? This is super easy. Pop open search, go to apps, and you'll be able to connect any of the tools that are available to connect directly from in here. So if I pull Google Drive up as an example, you can turn on a personal connection that allows you simply to use it, and now you've got your public and private files from your connected account, or you can connect your entire workspace and make this work super well for other teams. What's also awesome is all the different commands that you have around Google Drive. So if I want to just create a new slide or sheets document, I can do that. If I want to grab a quick scratch sheet, I can grab that as well. So there's all kinds of connections and features that we've got the ability to use. So a couple different things that I think are worth pointing out about this. The first one is the personal impact. The ability to quickly stay in flow and find what I need related to anything for the Dunder Mifflin client or whatever I happen to be working on is super helpful. If I need to get budget information pulled out from a Google sheet that lives somewhere, I can grab that. If I need to go grab the Slack conversations that happened when they were first coming on board from the sales team, and then I need to find what happened on the delivery side from our team, and all that data lives in ClickUp, I'm able to go grab that very quickly, as well as find any meetings that are tied to it or any CRM records that might be tied to it as well. But the second big piece to point out is just the ripple effect. So when everyone on your team can find what they need instantly, you don't need to schedule that extra meeting or send a dozen Slack DMs to try to track down the missing info. People aren't stuck on the small information gaps, and that adds up to saving hours and hours. So if you're at your desk right now and you're like, man, this looks awesome, I'd encourage you start using connected search right away. And if you're like, hey, how do we get the most out of this? What does it look like? What are some of the recipes that the team at ZenPilot and their clients are using to be successful with it? Well, it is the holiday season, so I do come bearing goodies. If you go to zenpilot.com/search, this is all for free. You can download this is a 50+ page guide to ClickUp. So all the components of it, how do we structure this super well? And then there's also a bonus. This is available through the end of the year, all for free. Training video on connected search, more of the use cases, how we set it up, get the most out of it. And so all of that is available if you go to zenpilot.com/search. Connected search from ClickUp is a game changer for productivity. And I'm so excited to hear how you use it to save hundreds of hours across 2025 in your workspace. And with that, Trish, I'll pass it back to you.
Thank you so much for prepping that for us, Gray. I know connected search has changed so much about the way I go to business every day, and it's really going to fix so much about work. Be sure to send some love to Gray over in the chat. He's there now answering questions live. He also dropped his link for that free guide and the tools he offered as a holiday freebie. You're also getting a lot of love for the office references over there. It's amazing. Elliot, the chat was really excited about this. Do you have any questions you want to take from the chat or offer up a point of view or demo anything based on what Gray presented?
Yeah, for sure. I think I just want to reiterate how easy it is to set up connected search in ClickUp and maybe just point out how you can do it. So you can see I'm back in my own workspace here, and just be aware that to use connected search, you do need to have it enabled as the Click app. And in order to do that, you do need to be an admin in your workspace. So just to show you where that would be, if you head to your workspace and then go into your workspace settings, all I need to do from here is head to my Click apps. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Click apps. And then from here, I could find, you'll be able to find connected search right here. It's in the second column, but I always like to use search inside of my Click apps. And this is where you'll be able to toggle connected search on. Once connected search is toggled on in your Click apps, from there, you'll be able to actually add those apps to your search. So to do that, I'm just going to go ahead and click on my search here. And then you can see that I have the ability to filter for some apps that I've already connected, or I can click on the apps button here. And then here's where I'll be able to connect all those different apps. So you can see we've got Box, Confluence, Dropbox, Google Drive, Slack, Salesforce, and tons of more apps that you can connect. And again, just like Gray mentioned, it's such a game changer to be able to pull in information from outside resources. And then I'd say just on top of that, the addition of AI. So being able to ask the AI questions about documents or files or even presentations that live elsewhere, and even having it coordinate information from those external files. So just wanted to reiterate how easy it is to switch it on, how you can do that, and kind of just walk you through some of the ways you can very quickly and easily connect those external apps.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much. And we really think that converging all of your information into one place is really the best way to move forward with work in the coming years. And then we're going to move on to our next presenter. I'm thrilled to introduce the wonderful Patrick Wise. Patrick is a solutions consultant with L5.ai. He's our biggest dedicated solutions provider. And Patrick is awesome because he has a passion for turning complex technical challenges into really streamlined and efficient processes. He's been really focused specifically on ClickUp solutions for over 3 years. And today he's going to show us how to level up on everything. This is the Everything Edition, and how to enable your project managers, leaders, team members, stakeholders, everyone working together in one place. So to do that, we're going to show you a whole workspace. It's an example NPO, a nonprofit, and that's his sandbox for this demonstration. The functionality, though, that he's going to show you actually applies to teams of any size and multiple ICPs. Patrick and our team are in the chat to ask questions. So we're gonna dive into it. Really enjoy this. We're going to get deep here. Thanks for preparing this, Patrick. Here we go.
Hey everyone, my name is Patrick Wise. I am a senior solution consultant here at L5.ai. And I am going to be walking us through some of the most powerful workflows for nonprofit organizations within the ClickUp platform. But before I do, I want to tell you a little bit about L5. L5 is ClickUp's first strategic transformation partner in the world. We are the largest dedicated ClickUp solutions provider. We have hundreds of successful ClickUp implementations under our belt across the globe. So we work with clients all around the world to implement, integrate ClickUp, and strategically support the platform. We support hundreds of clients every single year, and we have a passion for making sure our clients realize positive outcomes from their investment in the ClickUp solution. So here at L5, we do understand how important it is to have a way to effectively and efficiently manage your work, manage your projects, to give team members, leaders, and stakeholders visibility into critical aspects of that work, and to keep everyone moving along on the same pathway, all in a central location. So some of the more powerful ways that you can do that in ClickUp, we're going to show you today. By the way, going back to the previous slide, at the end of this session, if you go to this URL right here, you'll be able to fill out a quick form and get a free template from me and a 30-minute session scheduled with me to do a deep dive into that template. So without further ado, let's get right into it here. And we're going to take a look at how to use ClickUp first to manage events, manage and plan events. So nonprofit organizations live in a world where they have to constantly raise awareness about their cause, to produce money from donor bases, and just are participating in all sorts of events. So we often find they need a way to centrally manage all of that effort. And one of the best ways to do so is to have a list in ClickUp dedicated to that purpose. And you can see here that within ClickUp, you will be able to manage all sorts of different kinds of events and then produce reporting based on the type of event that it is. So in this one view, you can see we have all of our fundraising, awareness events, sporting events, even things like workshops and educational type events can be managed right here from within ClickUp. ClickUp gives you a great way through custom fields to track things like what particular phase an event is currently in, whether it's not started all the way through to post-event and completed as well. So there's a really strong and powerful view that you can create that allows you to see what particular phase a project is in and really understand the life cycle of your work so that you can analyze this process over time. But more importantly, so that at any point in time, a team member can come in and immediately understand where this project or event planning is and where it needs to go next. In addition to this, another example of using a powerful filter in ClickUp, a very simple one, but this is a view that shows you all of your live events. These are all the events that are currently running and live. Another calendar view for events is super powerful, showing all of the go live dates for different events that you are planning on doing and currently running. And so in this way, a few different types of views here for you. A board view that shows you the event phase, and each card represents a different event. A live events view filtered to only show live events currently, and then an event calendar. You can even create a map view if you put coordinates for your events into a custom field. You can even have a map that shows geographically where all of your events are happening. And so in this way, you're able to easily keep track of all the activity across all of your different event types and produce metrics based on the type of event that it was, as well as rolled up metrics about all your events at one time. In addition to this, ClickUp gives you a fantastic way to centrally communicate about the events that you're planning on doing right here using the chat capability built into ClickUp. Another very important aspect of managing your work in ClickUp, especially for nonprofit organizations, is having a way to assess the work that's being requested or the ideas that our team has to determine whether or not this is work that is feasible and makes sense for our organization to do. Nonprofit organizations have to be good stewards of their time and money and resources. And so one of the ways that you can do that here in ClickUp is you can create a workflow that allows you to put any new project request or any new type of idea for a fundraising campaign or something like that. You could put that into a queue where it can go through an evaluation process where it starts in a research mode and goes all the way through to being approved. In this example, we're using the ICE methodology as a way to analyze the feasibility of whether or not this project should be done by our group. And in ClickUp, you can wrap this sort of concept around almost any sort of evaluation methodology. The example today is just ICE. So you come up with an ICE score and you indicate which portfolio the project is for. So we have 3 different teams represented in this view: business tech, app implementations, and then marketing are all represented here. And through sort of organic user behavior, as a project becomes approved, ClickUp will move this project into the team's folder or list that is going to be actively working on it. But what it also does is it simultaneously moves that project into a roadmap view for leadership to see all of the progress being made across every portfolio within this space. And so through this functionality, you're able to create 2 things. One, you're able to create a way to prioritize and assess the feasibility of your work. And then also, once you've decided to move forward on that work, you're able to both distribute that work to the appropriate team and centralize the details about that work into a single location for leadership to keep eyes on any sort of blockers, barriers to progress, and just understand the nature of the work happening within these projects. So just a very powerful and easy way to use ClickUp to be able to prioritize and assess your work. Next on the list is campaigns. Campaigns are a lot of times the lifeblood of nonprofit organizations. When we're raising money, raising awareness, we're trying to get attention to our cause. Campaigns are one of the most common ways that nonprofit organizations use to do that. And so in ClickUp, you can manage all of your campaigns and the content associated with them in a single location and have a single team working on it or multiple teams working on it, all here in ClickUp. So the example for today shows us lots of different campaigns that we are currently running live, a couple that are currently in the planning phase, one that's on hold. And so with a filter, just like we did in the events, we needed to know which events are currently live. Same thing for campaigns. Which campaigns are currently in a running status? We create a filtered view to show us that detail. In addition to that, we have a go live calendar that shows us which campaigns are going live and when, displayed in a calendar format, obviously. In addition to this, many times you need to be able to produce some reporting. So you want to be able to see metrics on how your team is doing, how fast are we completing work, and whatever the key details about your work that need to be brought to the surface, you can do so by easily creating a campaign dashboard here that brings a lot of those details into these cards that you see on screen. All of these square or rectangular shaped objects are called cards, and there are just an absolute ton of card options here for you in ClickUp. So bear in mind that whatever data points you store in your tasks and your projects, you can then produce metrics and cards that are pointed at that data and then show that data to important stakeholders all the way down through individual contributors so that you can assess and analyze the time you spend working. Now, you may be asking yourself, how do we bring all of this together in a seamless way? And the way you can do that is you converge on the data that you put into ClickUp using ClickUp Brain. ClickUp Brain is ClickUp's native AI assistant built right into the platform for you. And you can use it in a number of powerful ways. I'm going to showcase a few of those ways for you today, and really looking forward to answering any questions you might have. So one thing I asked it to do was give me an update on the events that we are currently running live. Remember, in our events list, we have that live status that we have a lot of events in. And so what ClickUp Brain was able to do is go find all the events that matched that criteria and then give me a bunch of details about those events. So notice here, it gives us the event type, what the budget is, how many leads have currently been captured for that event, and it just gives us a quick rundown of all the events that meet that live criteria. Another really powerful way to use ClickUp Brain is to ask it questions. So it's able to help you with knowledge management. It finds the information that your end users are looking for and then produces an answer based on their question. So one example of this is, what is our policy on conflicts of interest? ClickUp went out, searched the workspace, and found an answer to that question located within a doc in the ClickUp workspace and produced an answer for us based on that. In addition to searching within your workspace, though, you are able to search external repositories like SharePoint and G Drive. So you notice here, I asked what is our at will policy, and that information was stored in a Google Doc in a G Drive. And so ClickUp was able to go out, search that external repository, and then produce an answer based on that. And so really strong tools here available for you to get the most out of your productivity experience and really just be able to bring everyone into a central location where you can have chat, where you can have AI, where you can have all of your project management centralized into one platform for you here. Even more critical for nonprofit organizations to be able to centralize their efforts into a single platform here. One other really powerful thing that you can use AI for is to create content on the fly. It's very simple. I'm going to show you a great example right now of doing that. So what we did is we started a brand new doc, and we're going to ask ClickUp AI to create a rubric for us to test people's knowledge of the ClickUp platform. We're going to give it some key specific details about what we want to measure. And so you can see here, I've asked it to use the following areas to measure people's knowledge on ClickUp. We're going to ask it to create a rubric for us and see how it does. You see here that it is creating a table for us, and it is weighting that criteria, those topics I told it to use, using exemplary, proficient, basic, needs improvement. I really like the look and feel of this right now. We're going to go ahead and insert this and then create the stock. And you see here with just a few seconds, a couple of clicks, maybe I typed out a nice prompt for ClickUp Brain to use, and then it produced some content for me that might have taken me an hour, hour and a half in the past. Now I can come in here and just tweak what it's already created for me, producing a document that used to take sometimes hours in just minutes. And so ClickUp Brain allows everybody to sort of converge into a singular location to manage work, produce more content, collaborate together, and then distribute that information across their organization in a way that is productive and efficient. Hope everyone enjoyed this content today. Looking forward to answering any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patrick. We're so grateful for that. And also, I just saw someone say in the chat that Rubik's you just showed at the end took someone like 3 hours or more to make last week. So there you are, saving people time and money. We appreciate that. The free templates and offered and free time with Patrick is in the chat. We pinned it to the top as well. Elliot, we covered a lot on this one. Is there anything you want to call out from the Q&A or demo really quick?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's so much good information that Patrick just showed us there. I think one of the things that stood out to me, and across quite a few use cases too. So I feel like there's going to be things that anybody would be able to pull from that and actually utilize. I think one of the things that I've seen in the marketing teams that I've worked with, they really love that concept of the content calendar. So I just wanted to show everybody here how you can actually set that up for yourself and how you might be able to make use of it. So let's just go ahead. I'm in my workspace again. I'm going to jump over to my marketing team. And as Patrick was talking about campaigns, I've got some folders here for my different initiatives like campaigns and content management. So I'm going to jump into my campaigns list. So this is where all my campaigns are running. And in this list, you'll notice that we've set up multiple dates. So that's going to be the first thing you'll want to do is just make sure that you're capturing all the different dates for those campaigns that you're running. So you've got the start date and due dates. That would be for the actual project or the tasks that you're using. But then you might want to capture additional dates like a launch date or a go live date or a draft date. So those are all the different types of dates that you may want to capture. And in ClickUp, you can capture as many different date fields as you like inside your tasks. Then you can visualize those dates in your content calendar. So you want to just make sure to add a calendar view. So you can go to view and choose a calendar to add that calendar. And then you'll see that I already have a calendar view here that I'm going to use as my example. Right now, we're just using the start date and due date in this calendar. So it's just pulling in the start dates and due dates from those tasks. But maybe I actually want to use this as an event calendar, or I want to capture things like the draft date and the go live date. So here in your calendars, just be aware that you do have this customize button. From here, I can go ahead and choose my layout options. And then from here, you'll see that I have the ability to choose my task dates. So right now, we're using start date and due date, but I actually have the ability to choose the specific dates that I want to show from those tasks. So here I would have the ability to show like a draft date and a launch date instead of those start dates and due dates as a way to create that content calendar and capture all that information for the teams that need to see it. So I thought that might be one thing that could be really useful for everybody. I did see a couple of other really interesting questions that came through. One was about the really cool sidebar that they saw that some of the workspaces had. So you should get access to that sidebar soon. That's going to be an updated version of your workspace. And I did see a question that came through about how to, when they were looking at tasks, they had mentioned that there were stars instead of your typical, circles that we use here.
Yeah.
And so I just wanted to show you how you can use task types. So for task types in ClickUp, it is going to be in your settings. You do have to be an admin to have access to task types. If I click on my settings here, you'll notice that I've got task types that I can create. So task types are your ability to create different types of tasks in ClickUp, because we know that tasks in ClickUp can represent all kinds of things, right? It might represent things like milestones or accounts or contacts or bugs or content. And so this is how you're able to actually go ahead and choose the create a task type button. From there, you create the singular name, the plural name, and you can choose an icon. And then anytime that you want that task to represent that other type of work, you just have to update the task type on that task. So yeah, I think that was everything that I wanted to cover, Trish. So I want to pass it back to you.
Thank you so much, Elliot. I want to just take a minute to say it's so good to have your skill set here. We're so lucky to have you for community events. Your expertise in both Feature Fest and here today is so great, and we're really grateful for you. Can we give Elliot some love in the chat? Throw up your favorite emoji. He is the best co-host that I've ever had. The first co-host that I've had. While we have you, I want to have you tell us a little bit more about ClickUp and tell me how you think our vision of the future of work is going to look.
Oh, actually, so I can do you one better than that, because for this webinar today, I actually chatted with our field CTO, Angela Bunner, and she actually agreed to create content just for this webinar today. So I'm really excited to showcase her thoughts on the future of work. So Trish, do you want to pull up that the content from Angela, our vision?
I'll get that from you. Yeah, great. So here's Angela Bunner. She's our field CTO. Some of you may have met her in real life at a secret supper or a conference. Let's hear straight from Angela.
Hey everyone, Angela Bunner here, field CTO at ClickUp. And before we get into the demo, I wanted to talk a bit about work. As power users of ClickUp, you already know the pain of juggling tools, chasing down updates, and untangling scattered conversations. This leads to distracted employees, redundant work, and teams moving too slowly. Even when we have the right tools, they're often disconnected. The Harvard Business Review reports that 60% of work time is spent just searching for, updating, or sharing information. And at ClickUp, this is the exact problem we've been working to resolve. We've reimagined what it means to work together by creating the Everything app for work. With one platform that converges project management, knowledge management, and chat, we're empowering teams to align faster, execute smarter, and move as one. And today, I'm excited to show you how it all comes together in a seamless workflow, powered by AI, that will empower both you and your teams and drive results. Let's say we're overseeing a major company initiative, the Client Portal Implementation Project. Let's start in the project dashboard. You'll notice that within this report, we're using a battery chart called Project Task Health, which outlines how many tasks are off track, on track, and at risk. We can see that we unfortunately have 2 tasks that are at risk. With ClickUp dashboards, I not only get to see the information contributing to the stalled project, but I can actually drill down into it. I'm going to click into the battery chart to investigate further. And I'm going to go ahead and click on the data migration deliverable to see what's going on. You might already be familiar with this functionality, but I wanted to show you the latest updates with AI custom fields. Scrolling down to the details section, you can see I have 3 AI custom fields that I'm using in this task: the summary, action items, and progress. These AI custom fields can automatically show the task scope, what's been completed, and what still needs to be done. And from these fields, we can determine what action is needed, whether it's reassigning resources, adjusting priorities, or collaborating with the task owner to resolve blockers. Now let's step out of this task and into the project list to view the overall project. Here's our project list. On this list, we can see all information related to this project in one place, including dates, status, and owners. And the AI action items field automatically suggests what steps needs to be taken on each task. But what if you want to view your project information in a different format? That's where views come in. This year, ClickUp whiteboards were completely redesigned. Here you can see we're using a whiteboard to track project progress and status reporting. And sticky notes, shapes, and connectors have all gotten an overhaul as well for smoother real-time collaboration. Board view has always been a favorite for its simplicity, but one tip you may not be aware of is the ability to group by any field, including assignees. All I need to do is change my grouping to assignee, and I can create a quick resource management tool and even drag and drop task reassignment. Now that we've reviewed the at-risk tasks and action items, we can hop into our project chat to catch up on any project-related discussions. We can find the client portal implementation chat from the chat sidebar. This chat is fully dedicated to conversations about this project. As you can see, we are also able to navigate to all of our most important views from the project list, so we don't need to switch context or navigate. Since this project is of high priority, a lot of conversations have been happening, including this chat thread. Luckily, AI can help you here. By pressing on the AI button and then selecting Summarize, I can see a summary of the thread or an entire chat channel. And if you want to catch up on everything happening within the chat, you can use our AI Catch Me Up feature. To do so, all you need to do is navigate to the AI button in the upper right-hand corner and choose Catch Me Up. As you're catching up on what you missed, you realize that there's just so many simple questions that people are asking. As a PM, you're often the go-to person for questions about the project. But we recognize that it can be hard to get work done when you're inundated with questions. That's why we created the AI agent within ClickUp Chat. Think of the AI agent as your own personal AI assistant who can conduct actions like answering questions and creating tasks. You are even able to indicate the specific tools you want the agent to use, as well as the knowledge sources you want them to review. By default, agents can access all public knowledge in your workspace. Let's dive into the agent on this project chat to see how it's set up. Within this project chat, we want to make sure that all questions are answered accurately and promptly. We've set up this agent so that whenever a question is posted in chat, the AI agent will recognize that a question was asked and provide a response using the knowledge within ClickUp and connected tools. One of the best things about having ClickUp Chat so integrated into project management is that we can easily create tasks from conversations that are held in chat. Here's a chat thread that we need to action on. We can go ahead and easily create a task via AI by hovering over the message, selecting the Create or Assign button, and then selecting Create Task with AI. Within seconds, a new task is created in our project list that we can then go ahead and build out. Hopping into the task, we can add an assignee, add start and due dates, verify it's in the right list, and add an assigned comment to the assignee, letting them know a new task has been added for them to action on. This will also send a notification to that person's inbox, letting them know there's new work to triage. You can also notice that the chat thread we created this task from is also linked within the task itself for easy reference back to the source conversation, and linking tasks to chat threads is super easy as well. All I need to do is to use the Connect to Task option, and now I can provide additional context to conversations, making it easier for team members to understand the background and relevance of the discussion. And I'll always have easy access to it. Moving on, I wanted to showcase how Ask AI and ClickUp wikis can be combined to equip yourself and your team with instant, accessible answers to common questions about your processes or projects without disrupting each other's workflow. You can initiate an interactive Q&A by pressing on the AI button at the bottom right of the list and selecting Search or Ask This List. From there, you can ask your question. AI will search all available knowledge to find you an answer. This also means you no longer need to enable your team on every change and update to SOPs and processes. Simply teach them how to use AI and they'll always be able to find the answers themselves. Now that we have a high-level idea of project status and have created tasks for relevant conversations, the last thing we need to do today is build our weekly project report. Instead of having to take the time to manually gather all of your progress updates and write everything up, ClickUp AI can do it for you. Simply click on the Project Update button, and you can then customize exactly what information you want to include in your update. For this update, let's just create an executive summary and key efforts and initiatives. You can take this summary update, make any needed adjustments, and post it to your weekly project updates task or doc. Now that you have posted the weekly update, you may need to share a meeting summary from a meeting you led earlier today with your project stakeholders. But first you need to find the meeting presentation. You can quickly use Connected Search to find it. You can even use Ask AI to provide a presentation summary with action items. With Connected Search, ClickUp AI is completely connected to your external apps, allowing it to pull together external documents or even provide updates and insights on their contents. Okay, that was a lot. We've just gone through how ClickUp can be your everything app for work, stringing all of your work together through the use of chat, Connected Search, and AI. Thanks so much for taking the time today. We're so excited about the future of work.
We really hope you enjoyed hearing our vision from Angela. She's really active in the ClickUp community, and her role really encompasses passing feedback to product and help shaping our technical roadmap. It's a really impactful role. So if you had a chance to meet her, tell her you loved the webinar too, and throw a little purple heart in the chat if you enjoyed that portion. Elliot, did you want to share one more thing?
Yeah, so I know that we did have a few people that were asking about chat. I think, let me go ahead and just show you where you'd find that so that you can enable it if you're curious about that. So let me head over to, again, it's our Click Apps. Let me head over to our Click Apps and our settings. And just be aware, it's going to be right here. It's the third Click App. It's chat. If you enable this toggle and it tells you that you've joined the waitlist, just be aware we do still have some bit of a waitlist for chat, but we are working through that waitlist really quickly. So I think tons of people have been getting access to chat week over week in the thousands. And so we're really excited to be releasing that to you. So just make sure that you've toggled that on. It will add you to the waitlist automatically. You can toggle it as many times as you'd like. It won't change your spot in the waitlist. So once you've toggled it once, that ensures that you're added to the waitlist and you'll get access to chat as soon as possible.
That's great. Thank you so much. Now, we're almost at our time, but before we go, I do have that special gift I promised you. You can pick the emoji function or the GIF function in the chat. And if you follow us on social media, have you seen us on TikTok or Instagram? If so, you might have noticed how much fun we're having with corporate comedy. And you might be a big fan of the ClickUp HR guys. Today, as a special treat, they have prepared some holiday content that is just for you. You're the first people to see it. They started off with a special message and sent it over to me. So I'll play it in 1 second on behalf of Elliot, myself, and the community team here at ClickUp. Thank you so much for spending time with us today. We know it's almost the holidays, so if you celebrate, we wish you a happy and joyful season. Cheers from all of us, and we hope you enjoy this special note from the HR guys as a little farewell. Enjoy.
Oh, hey there! Happy holidays! We just want to thank you so much for attending the seminar and for being community members. And as a special thanks from us, we're giving you a special sneak preview of our HR Guys Christmas video.
We can't wait for you to see all the jumping, all the dancing, all the amazing singing and choreography.
It's all right. Enjoy.
Happy holidays.
You best request time off for Christmas, or you'll just get Christmas Day. It's the most horrible time of the year. The fourth quarter is ending, vacation days pending, and nobody's here. Last Christmas, you came to HR, trying to get paid for unused sick days, causing malarkey at holiday parties, the wish of Barney and Ben. Our CEO can hardly wait for work to start again.